Hey everybody, so some of you may have heard me raving about my running ventures in groups, and some of you may not know that in the last year or so I have ventured into the realm of long distance running. So I thought I'd jump on here and have a bit of a chat with you about some of the things I've learnt along the way, and particularly in relation to women in sport. And after a recent professional development webinar that I attended, I thought there's some really great takeaways that I can share with you here. Last year I ran 2 half marathons, and in that time I've learnt so much about my body and what it's truly capable of, and where my current limits are sitting at. So my training load increased from the odd 5k the year before to averaging over 5k's a day last year. But at the end of last year I set my sights on a marathon for 2022, for this year. When I started writing this plan out of what I was going to share with you, I was about 6 weeks into a 20-week marathon training program. At the time I wrote, I wasn't sure I was going to make it through. My body felt like it was failing me. I was tired, my legs were like lead. I had all these skin reactions happening, and all my runs were getting a lot slower. I wasn't feeling great at all. Part of my job, of course, as a physiotherapist is continuing my own education with professional development. So I got the opportunity, it kind of fell in my lap actually. A friend of mine sent me the link for the webinar to a female runner education event. And I thought, perfect, helpful for work, but also helpful for me. And so I thought I would share with you some of the things that I learned from a real 5-star lineup of health professionals on the panel. So we had a sports and exercise doctor, we had a women's health specialist physiotherapist, we had a psychologist, a sports dietitian, and a running coach who was also a filmmaker for the film I Am Not a Runner. It's an Adelaide based one. I highly recommend for all those who are interested in running to have a look. So here are my top takeaways. My number one takeaway, and this was quite a light bulb moment for me as well, hence why it's number one, is the term athlete does not solely apply to a professional level sports person. The recreational athlete is often more at risk of injury for many reasons, but perhaps some of the main ones for, like me, they don't consider what they're doing to be enough like an athlete, because I'm not training for the Olympics. Or they also don't get a team around them, so they don't have the support and the education and the regular feedback from coaches, unless you are attending with a running coach. My second takeaway was that adequate nutrition is really vital for maintaining system functions in your body, which we knew, which I knew, but how much does it take to maintain function, and then how much does it take to also cover the amount that you're doing with exercise too? And I found out that it takes as little as 5 days of not eating enough food to maintain function and exercise to actually have some really negative impacts on your body functions and systems. It's actually known as a relative energy deficiency in sport, or RED-S. There are effects to multiple systems in the body which can have disastrous impacts when persisting in an energy deficit. For women, estrogen is incredibly important, and it's very protective for our bone health. And a reduction or a loss of your menstruation leads to osteopenia or osteoporosis. This then increases your risk of stress fractures. The thyroid is a big hormone regulating center. Changes here will reduce your metabolism, affects your appetite regulating hormones, increases cortisol, which is our stress level hormone, which then also leads to immune suppressants as well, and it also slows our growth and repair. So if you're thinking when you're doing all that exercising, you're not repairing very well either. Low energy intake will often lead to also low nutrient intake as well. The big one for women is certainly iron. In fact, 11% or 1 in 10 women in Australia are iron deficient. And having low iron also suppresses our appetite as well, so you kind of get stuck in this awful cycle. It has effects on your cholesterol by increasing your cholesterol, particularly your total and your LDLs, which is the bad type of cholesterol, which then increases your risk of heart disease in the long term. You'll have gut problems as well, so feelings of bloating, feeling of fullness, constipation, and the delightful one of stool leakage as well. Overall then as well, you'll have a lower sense of well-being too, and it does put us at risk of depression and increased anxiety as well. So all of these things happening in our body are not going to help us achieve the goals that we want to be able to. Interestingly, one of the other important notes that I took away from this night is that it's still actually a common misconception that having an irregular or absent period is normal if you're working out or if you're an athlete. It's not. It's common, but it's not normal. And in fact, amongst female endurance athletes, this is how common it is that amongst female endurance athletes, about a third of the female population, about a third experience irregular or absent periods. RED-S doesn't just affect women, but we are more susceptible to it. And one of the biggest factors is trying to change your body composition, so trying to be skinnier or a different type of body type, and it really comes from a lot of the social pressures to look a certain way. So that was my main takeaways from this event that I attended. And after that I realized I wasn't nourishing my own body enough, which was explaining a lot of the symptoms that I was getting. I thought I can't be alone in this, so that is why I wanted to get on here and share it with you all. Because there may be some things in there that you haven't considered yourself either if you're training hard for an event. But if you're having symptoms of persisting fatigue, injuries just not quite getting right, increased illness, sluggish performance, getting slower, things like that, it might be worthwhile considering having a look at your food intake. I would consider keeping a food diary just to see what your intake is like, and there are some great apps out there that can help with that. But if you're still unsure and things still really just aren't working out for you, do seek some help. There's lots of people out there with some great information to help get you on the right track and help you achieve your goals. I hope there's been one or two takeaways for you in that, and I will see you around the place. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching our video. If you liked it, we would love it if you would hit the thumbs up button below. It lets YouTube know that we know what we're talking about and that we're helping people. If you like the style of our videos and you'd like to see more of them and know when a new one is published, then just hit the subscribe button. And if you've got any thoughts or comments or questions, please add them below, because we answer all of them, and we love to hear comments because it helps us to shape the channel and find out what people want to know. It helps it to become as relevant as possible for everyone. So thank you.